welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Guyz Ramble On podcast on a lovely, cosy for me Saturday. Chris has just said I was. Do you want to shut the back door? Shut the back door. Try and keep some warmth.
Keep me warm.
Yeah, Chris is getting very chilly.
It's getting cold now.
It's nice though.
But as I was saying to one of the drivers, it was on yesterday actually. As I was saying to one of the drivers, for this time of year though, it's still quite mild.
Yeah.
Considering we're in like the middle of November.
Yeah. It feels weird for me.
I'm cold as it is. But yeah, it's nothing compared to what we had last year.
You can see you walking around the desert or whatever. Like, oh, I've got a jacket. I've got a jacket. I'm cold. And all of us there just fucking naked, like. Yeah, I can't.
Don't you know? At some points, the desert can be the coldest place.
Well, it's at night time, isn't it? It's freezing.
It's fucking freezing.
It's weird that you said that. I literally just got the explanation for that the other day. It's because was it to do with air pressure? Because of the significance of the increased air pressure and how it at some.
Because it rises so quick and it falls so quick.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody just explained that to Joe Rogan. Yeah, which you just fucking.
I listened to a lot of Joe Rogan this week. To be fair,
Are you up to date with Joe Rogan? What I say, as you can be.
As I can be, yes. I listened to Trump. I listened to what's his face?
The VP.
Who?
The guy that's Trump's VP. He was on after Trump.
I didn't listen to him. Science guy, Brian Cox. I listened to Wolf Lady.
Yeah.
I listened to which they just constantly rambled on for 2.5 hours. So I was like, ugh. Him and her about salts and sugars and foods and Coca-Cola and shit like that. Yeah, I listened to quite a few.
What did you think of the Trump one? Because that frustrated me.
Yeah, I can understand why that was getting annoying for Joe.
Yeah, Joe said that was
just what a specific. He answered a question. He gave a specific question. Mm-hmm. Donald fucking.
And there weren't like tricky questions of complex government shit. It was what was your first day in the White House like? Yeah. And Jesus Christ, you wouldn't get nothing.
Went on some kind of fucking tangent.
Yeah.
But as it now, it looks like he's won. He needs to do what he needs to do to clarify it all. Yeah. But yeah, he's now the 47th president.
Which I always think I get that you should count it because he is the 47th president. But I always think should they not just not count it because he was there before?
I'm interested in these files though that he was allowed to open.
He definitely didn't read 100%. Did you hear the way he answered that? Yeah. I read a little bit. I read probably half of it, and then 2 minutes. I probably read 3/4 of it. I can't say. And you're thinking, you didn't fucking read shit, did you? You fucking didn't.
I'm intrigued to know
the Kennedy files. Yeah. Which is just There's definitely some good goss in there. But yeah, the way he answered that was just like, no, come on. I genuinely think he gets to the White House and he's like, what do I do?
Well, that's basically what it says. Well, what do I do? It's just like, I haven't got a clue. I'm a businessman, not a fucking. I've been there before. It's just like looked around, find what's this? Whose bedroom was it? Lincoln's bedroom, and pictures of him and his son, his wife.
Because he said, what did he say? He only spent, was it 17 days of the year there? Was it 27? There was a 7 at the end of it, 17.
17 days of the year, whatever it was there.
It would feel weird living in there though, because you would feel like you're living in somebody else's house.
Yeah, it would.
It's like if I won an election, but I had to stay at your house, and I get there and be like, this is nice though, but it's not my house.
Yeah.
This is I've got to work here.
Well, what happens to your house? Does that go up for sale?
And then imagine having, like, say if it was this house, this tiny ass house, this is where the president stayed. You'd work here, and there's like 100 members of staff in the kitchen, security, gardeners, and you'd be like, it just feels like a bit like an out and about in a shop. It doesn't feel, it must be weird as fuck constantly having to go places now with just men in black suits just following you everywhere. You'd be like, yeah, man, I just want to quit shit. There's a guy just the president's secure. You're like, I'm just trying to dump, mate. I get why they have to be there because you got to look after them and shit. But fucking hell.
But hopefully he'll, because obviously it's not really for us because they say we're Great Britain.
It will affect a little bit though.
So obviously it's more of the Americans. He obviously he's trying to do what's best for his country.
Yeah, I can't.
In a way. So hopefully he can bring back a lot of stuff that Biden's got rid of and try and stop World War Three.
Yeah, well, that is a good thing to have under his belt. The only president never to start a war.
Yeah.
Which is a good accomplishment. I know there's a lot of... He hated the film that Sebastian Stan was in, by the way. He fucking attacked Sebastian Stan for that film, and I'm thinking, you fucking stay away from him, mate. I'm Team Sebastian over you, you fucking tanned, fake-head cunt. Get away. But yeah, there's a lot of things there that are up for question marks and all that kind of shit. I really don't think he's as intellectual as he thinks he is.
No.
I definitely think there's some...
Well, he said that he didn't have a clue what he was doing when he first went in. Didn't have a clue who his advisors were. He had to try and figure out all that and get the right people in. And some people are going, some people are staying, some people are getting rehired.
He was on about that. He's going... This is the stuff that he says that makes me question his cognitive thought process. He goes, there was a lot of people in there that were stupid. There were stupid people. Basically, they were people that were stupid. And I'm like, have you just fucking heard yourself just say that? Oh my God, you fucking... Obviously, he's a lot smarter than me because he's a millionaire and shit and he's done all this stuff. Yeah. There's a load of question marks there. But I will say as well, I don't know who was the best to win. If you listen,
did she step down in the end? Did she just
no,
say,
she's still...
This is it, I'm done. That's just...
She's still technically running, but it was as a Thursday night, it was physically impossible for her to win because he got the 4 out of the 5 swing states and shit.
I think being on Joe kind of helped because everyone listens to Joe.
100% without, and she should have done the same. But when Joe explained why she never come on, they wanted to make it a 45-minute. They wanted to go through the questions, and they wanted loads of people in the room. And Joe says, no, it needs to be in here. It needs to be anywhere up to 3 hours, and it's just conversation because. Again, Laura was very much on her side for different reasons and stuff that I don't know enough about, so I can't say if they're the right reason, wrong reason, whatever. But there's a lot of shit about her that I've seen and I've seen evidence for where she was very, very fucked. Like she was, again, kind of like Trump. I think she was quite dumb. If you go back and look at a lot of her rallies, they were all the exact same words. It was all the exact same script, and nobody thought better change the script a little bit. You could watch all the videos and side by side, and the time and everything's identical. And there was one where she had a teleprompter and it went off. And she was like, and you can see her start to freeze and know what to say. And if you're a public speaker and a public servant, like trying to be president, you should be able to publicly talk about different issues just straight off the bat. And then she said, she got asked a question, who's the best rapper, who's the best live rapper for you? Like a rapper that's alive now. And she went, Tupac. And I went, oh, for fuck's sake. If you get asked the question, who's the best rapper alive for you? And you answer with Tupac, I'm like, come on. And by the sound of it, she was extremely corrupt. Plus, she never got elected. It's because Joe Biden, I keep saying Biden because I'm Ali at work. Joe Biden stepped down. She kind of just got pushed in. But I think they're both just puppets for bigger powers that play in the back. I really do. Not that I know shitloads about it, but watching House of Cards doesn't fucking help look at American politics and understand it a bit better. And if Barack Obama come out and say that's exactly what it's like in the White House, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I've not watched it.
Oh, House of Cards is phenomenal.
Politics is not really my forte. But I will dabble into it. I'll try and find out what the crack is. And
I think with Trump being a celebrity beforehand, I think he kind of made it more mainstream.
Don't think, was he a celebrity though? Because I know he was big into business. He's always been a businessman. He's come from a business family. And yes, he did, Sugar? Whatever the fuck it's called?
The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 years on TV. I think that makes you a celebrity. More than 12 years, wasn't it? He was on TV every day.
Was he?
Yeah, so... And it was a very popular show, The Apprentice.
I know we had a thingy over
That's why you're saying Sugar, because we had Lord Sugar, who was your fired apprentice guy.
Right, okay.
And then the American version was Trump. I don't know which one came first, I have no idea.
Alright, okay, I see what you mean now.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got Dragon's Den and shit. I don't know, fucking know.
Yeah, the Dragon's Den stuff's always weird.
But as far as I know, he's a businessman. He comes from a business family. Yeah. That's why you've got the Trump Towers and all that shit. That's only basically how I know him. I didn't realise he was into celebrity shit.
Which is always weird, because before he ran for president, the world fairly loved him. And then he ran for president shit and all this bad stuff come.
See, I didn't really know him well before then.
Yeah, well, obviously, you probably would have seen him briefly in Home Alone too.
Yeah, I think that's the only time I've seen him.
And just in Home Alone.
Yeah.
No, I think he's been around for years, and like I said, he's always been a public figure. The Apprentice was a massive show, and he did other sort of shows and whatnot. But Yeah, I don't know if this is the best outcome. I don't know enough about it. I've seen both bad shits on both sides. I've seen good shits on both sides. I've seen conspiracies. I've seen evidence. I've seen this. I've seen that. I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna carry on all weekend and build Lego. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, we're not in America, so we can't really say much behind it all.
It'll, like I said, it will affect us a little bit because whatever happens in America does affect the rest of the world somewhat. Not as significant as it does in America, you're completely right, but there are ripple effects because of being allied nations and all that kind of shit.
But I can see he's all for America and he wants to try and make America a better place in a way. Especially when it comes to China, because he doesn't like China. China, that's what I kept doing. China. China.
The way you pronounce a shit's weird anyway. China. The China virus.
Yeah. Obviously putting a 200% tax on cars, and they're like, nope, thank you.
Yeah.
Wait. So I can understand he wants to do right by the Americans in a way, and he wants to lower taxes to help them and all that shit. So I understand all that. Obviously it takes time and whatever, but I think the big main things down to it is to stop World War III.
Yeah.
To go back over to Russia, speak to Putin, to go over to fucking Korea, speak to fucking Jim Conton, whatever his name is, and just get everything back on normal. Go over to Iraq, go over to Iran. No, not Iran.
Yeah,
Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine.
Well, speak to him, whatever he was called again.
Zelensky.
That one. And obviously Ukraine, and get all that fucking sorted.
Yeah, the stuff with Israel and Iran and shit.
Yeah. He's that type of guy who can do that. He's not afraid to speak out.
Well, it was scary. It was scary the last time he was in, when he was going in North Korea, because he was going on Twitter constantly and calling like Kim Jong-un Rocket Man and stuff. And because South Park did a whole thing about it, and everyone was getting scared because they thought, you're just going to cause a kick-off here, because he was saying like, oh look, Rocket Man is little Rocket, he hasn't even got any little man and all this shit. And you're like, he's a mental bastard. I don't think you should be fucking going up to him like, little man, Rocket Man.
He doesn't care, does he?
No, he doesn't care. Which,
but I think that's someone you need.
Yes, like if I didn't care, it wouldn't be an issue because it's just a one person thing. But if it's somebody that doesn't care, that's now commander in chief of this powerful nation, it does affect a little bit, because the people that do care might have shit change and whatnot. Because any decision he makes is going to have ramifications to however many millions of people live in America.
Yeah.
So there has to be a little bit of give and take and a little bit of...
Yeah, you need to have your holdbacks every now and then, but...
I do know what you mean, though. I know what you mean, but he doesn't, like, he'll if something needs to be said and he believes it, he'll say it.
He will say it. He doesn't care who he's going to fucking offend. He will say it. And the way he has in the past, it's came out good for him.
Yeah.
And that's why he managed to get a talk to Putin, and why he managed to talk to the Koreans and stuff like that, is because he's a straight up guy. Yeah. He will tell it as it is.
I will say there has to give him props on the side of, because Joe Rogan for his whole entire life was on the left, and it's the only, ever since she took over, he says no, I'm going to go on the right now, which obviously the Americans like a Joe Rogan shit will be more in tune with what people are saying and stuff. And if she's now causing people like him to be like, I can't be on this side anymore, I need to go to the other, they must be doing something fucking wrong. But again, I don't know, because from what I hear about other people are saying information, saying this is going to affect this is going to affect this group, it's going to affect that group, it's going to affect this race. And that sounds bad to me. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Obviously, you want everyone to be happy, but unfortunately, not everybody's going to be happy.
No, you can't make everyone happy. That's the thing with this day and age. Someone is going to be pissed off whatever you say, whatever you do. If
you try and please everybody, you won't please anybody. Exactly. Unfortunately, you're going to have to just please the majority.
Yes.
Which is, it can happen in a whatever group size you want. It can happen in a group of two. For example, I could say, oh, Chris, we're going to go do this thing. You're like, oh, I'd rather have done this, but for whatever reason, we've done this. It can happen. And so if you're doing it in hundreds of millions, you're going to have large portions. But I think there was a huge number of votes and shit on his side. And like I said, he won over the swing states, which is massive. So, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure me and Laura might have a conversation about it. I don't quite like to talk politics with her because she gets very upset. Because I don't know enough, and I go, I've heard this, I've seen that, and whatnot. So hopefully today we'll just leave it as just Pokemon cards and shit. We'll see.
Exactly. I'm not cleared on that either, to be fair. I'm just what I've read and seen and stuff.
It doesn't help as well. Me and you especially will get our information off people like a Joe Rogan and shit. And we don't know how biased one side is.
No.
So we don't know if they're just showing everything that we want to see for their side and not giving the credit to the other side. It's so horrible because of misinformation, all this kind of shit. Like Elon Musk, when he went on Joe Rogan the other day, I trust him less and less. There's something about Elon Musk that I do not like. He's a weird man, and he has some weird views. And when he does these shit jokes, and he laughs to himself, why the fuck does he keep jumping on stage? He keeps going. It's fucking horrible and disgusting. And I
he's a brilliant guy, though. I'm not going to deny him that one. He's a brilliant guy, and I do think he's here for the future. I do think he wants to make this world a better place, and so I'm not going to say much about the guy, to be fair, because I kind of like him.
See, I get a walking ick from him.
I kind of like him.
There's once again, it's stuff that he says about all this shit and all this stuff, and it's never of it's come to fruition. And I brought it up ages ago. It's kind of like, what's his name, Steve Jobs that made Apple. And if you watch the Apple film, it's true. I feel like he walks into the room and says, I have this plan, we want to go to Mars, you get on it, you get on it, you get on it, I'll take all the credit, bye, and just leaves. That's the exact vibe I get.
Yes and no. I kind of do see where you're coming from with that and stuff. But I think he has the right people to get him there. I think that's his thingy. And he's got the money to get him there, where in the past they didn't, especially when it comes to money. Because there is a lot of knowledgeable fucking brainiacs over there. I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
And he has paid a lot of money to get them where he needs so he can get them. So having like 100 fucking psycho brainiacs in a room to say, right, I want to go to Mars, put a plan together, let's fucking sort this out.
Yeah.
Why not?
No, I'm not saying why not. I just don't think... It's like if you own a football club and you get the best manager and the best team, you go on and win the Champions League, all you've done is put up the funds, which is a huge part of it, don't get us wrong, but the brains and the willpower and the credit should go to the Jurgen Klopp and the Liverpool team that won the Premier League, that won the Champions League.
It's like that anywhere though, Dan. It's the same for my job, it's the same for your job, it's like that anywhere. The higher man, the higher hierarchy always gets the credit. We're just numbers in a job.
Which is what I don't like.
We're just a number in a job. Where can you just get replaced like that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
The boss man will always get credit for his achievements, his stuff like that. It's like that everywhere in every job.
That's why I don't like it, because, like I said, when you ask him, if you listen to him properly, when Joe Rogan or whatever asks him, or whoever asks him a scientific question, he doesn't answer it. He always goes with, well, I'm not quite sure. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is the point? Why are we speaking to you? Why can't we speak to the person that knows the answer? I get that Joe Rogan might get on and stuff like that, but he does, and this whole sexual attraction to the letter, the number, the letter X and stuff. In his name part that and his kid's name, and that's a sexual. It's shit like that. He's 100% on a list somewhere. He's 100%. You can see when he gets asked a question, and you can see his head go for, okay, how can I answer this politically and whatnot. And yeah, he's a dodgy fucking character, 100%. The fact that he's rich from selling PayPal and that's it. His past isn't from engineering or anything. It's he got rich from PayPal and then went, I want to go to space. Them two dots, like imagine if I stopped my collection and I got 10 million for everything. I wouldn't, obviously. But I got 10 million, I went, right, that's it, I want to start making trains. You're like, I got to say, why the fuck have you gone from selling Funko Pops to now you're making trains?
There's no reason why you can't though. If you can get the right engineers...
Yeah, but why should I make that course action? Because I've got no knowledge about trains.
You don't have to.
You fucking... If somebody's saying I want to build plans to go to space, you should have somebody that has a little bit of knowledge about space first.
Not necessary. If you can get the right people in to say, right, I want to go to space, I want to go to the moon, let's do it. Let's get the right people in, I've got the funds, let's fucking do it. Why not?
Because I want to know the motives of the person that knows nothing about space first.
Yeah, but if you're going down the train route, if you want to say, right, I want to build a train, I like this specific train, I want it to run on electric, I want it to fucking be smooth, I want it to go at least 200 miles an hour. You have no knowledge of the train, but if you get the right engineers in, say, right, I've got an idea, I want to do this, let's do it.
Completely agree with that, but then I'll turn around and say...
You don't need to know anything about trains. People who Henry Ford, for example, when he brought out the motor car, He knew obviously it was the first car ever built.
Was
He had an idea. He wanted to build an a motorized vehicle instead of using horse and cart. So he didn't have any motor vehicle knowledge.
But he was into transport.
So he had horse and carts back then.
Yeah, but he wanted to make transport better.
He did, yeah.
So he come from a background of transport.
I don't really know the history of Henry Ford, so I can't say yay or nay on that.
Right.
But that came from nowhere, really. He wanted to make a motor car. He wanted to put some kind of motor vehicle engine in a horse carriage vehicle, and that's where inventions come from. You don't have to be brainiac to invent something.
No, but if I'm in that room, I've put the people together.
It makes sense where you're coming from. If you're going to build something, you have knowledge behind it. Yes, it makes 100% more sense, but necessarily you don't really have to. Money buys.
No, it does. But when they're putting everything together, this train yard, and I'm the engineer working it, I'll turn and say, "Why have you suddenly fell in love with trains, by the way?" And you go, "Oh, I just like it. I want to do trains." I would be like, right? There's something not you're telling us here. For you to go from no love and passion of trains to trains, there's a.
You're not gonna, if you spend all your money, you're not going to just say, right, I'm going to build a train next week.
That's what he's done with PayPal. Went to PayPal and no, let's go to space. There has to have been a conversation with somebody or something.
Possibly.
Or something. That's what I mean. That's why I don't trust him.
Possibly there might have been a conversation. He might have had a wander around NASA at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at the middle. But there has to be a. You don't go from I've made millions now space.
There might be a reason there.
That's what's the reason? I'd have to know that.
Well, ask him.
Because that's just
ask him.
Because for you example now, you're not going to just steer off and go into football management.
No.
Because that's a complete left field.
Yeah.
So that's why if you did do that, I would say
maybe he was a fan of space or something. I don't know.
If he'd come out and said that straight away, then 100%. But it's the left turn. It's not like a steady turn. It's why have you just done this? What's been said? Why have you? And when they had the halt on the Mars shit, and how he thought it was so smart to make the Teslas dance, and he explained, he goes, the doors open and the lights go on and off, and I was like, I can't do that. Don't get us wrong, but if you're saying this is groundbreaking to have the doors open and the lights flash on and off, like phones can do that. You can fucking do that shit in a fucking hotel somewhere. You're not groundbreaking. But he was like, yeah, and then we started making flamethrowers. And I'm thinking, I don't think you know what the fuck. What do you mean we couldn't get to Mars, so we started making flamethrowers? What the fuck are you doing?
He's just a guy who's, as I see him, he's just a guy who's got money. He likes to invent things. And if it's going to please, some of them have weird, quirky things. Like you said, cars, the Teslas and the doors and stuff. Why not?
Yeah, but you're a car guy and you know that that's not groundbreaking.
Well, no.
Exactly.
But it's not common. He is kind of like the first guy to have a dancing car.
Why?
For lols.
Yeah, but why?
That's it. There's no other reason. It's just for lols.
If you're doing space shit and you went, let's make doors open, why?
It's just for lols.
It's because he's a fucking idiot. Look, if I did that, I would get it, because I'm a fucking moron. Going back to
what our conversation was saying before we went on air, he's just a big kid. Why can't he just have fun while he's building shit? If he's going to be building cars, taking over from Tesla's inventions, bringing cars back to life and shit like that, why not have a bit of fun with them? Why not make them sing a song and dance? If you could invent, I don't know, whatever you wanted to invent, and you had a big passion, and you just wanted to just have a fun with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you like?
I like loads of things.
I don't know.
I like loads. No, for me, because I'll answer your why right now. Because if I did that, you would say, Dan's just a moron doing weird shit. He's a guy that's promised space travel. He's a guy that's promised future for Earth to be a second planet civilization.
And he's on track for it.
He's 12 years behind. Because he's stopping to do dumb shit when he's promising the world this. If I just went into car manufacturing and that was it, and I went, let's make it dance, you would understand, because I'm a fucking moron. But for somebody that's promising all of this shit to be like, oh, we're going to put a stop on that, let's quickly make the doors open. Makes no sense.
See, I disagree. I think
It makes no sense. If you promised me, I'm going to build you a lovely house. Oh, right, thank you. Give us 2 years, I'm going to build you this lovely house. And I get there and you're sat there working on a wind-up robot. Like, what are you doing there? Oh, I just think it'd be funny to make this robot thingy. Where's my house? Give us 2 more years, I'm just doing this robot. I'm like, cheers. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough then. Fair enough. You maybe get pissed off. But it's not easy to take someone to fucking...
Do not disagree on that whatsoever. I imagine that's absolutely... Granted, I will give them some props here. What they did the other day about catching that rocket ship...
that was fucking brilliant.
Was phenomenal.
That was brilliant.
Absolutely phenomenal. But it still feels like the back end of it. That's how far away we are, because what you're doing there is just, okay, we can catch a rocket. We would need to figure out... You want to be up there travelling and thingying, so you want people that are there who aren't... You want colonising. You don't want them to come back. It feels like you're starting... at the wrong spot. Focus more how you get there and do this shit.
Yeah.
I understand, like you just said, completely agree. This takes time, this takes years, this takes all the best brains in the room, 110%. But there's a reason why a shit ton of scientists and astrologers and all this kind of shit disagree with him on stuff, because there's something not quite right there. Especially this. What the fuck is this? But you don't... The man that's supposed to lead the next step of civilization to Mars or whatever shouldn't be a little anime girl on stage. He should be working on that shit.
Granted, he's not normal. I will give him that. He's not normal. I think in a way he's shy.
I get that vibe from him.
I get that. In a way he's shy, and he grew up from a poor background, so he wasn't the best upbringings. And then he managed... How did he get into PayPal then?
I don't know if he just straight up invented it, but he had PayPal and he sold that for...
It was called... I think it was called something else at the time.
Couldn't tell you.
And he bought it for like $10,000 or whatever it was, built it for a couple of years, and then sold it on. I think that's how he did it.
Yeah.
I think. But...
There's another weird question they brought up with Joe Rogan as well, was him buying X, Twitter, and it's running at a massive loss. To me, that's not a smart... They said it was for free speech, but there's other platforms for free speech. Me and you are having free speech right now on YouTube and shit. And now that that's running, it was something like, was it 5 billion they bought it for? And it's not even worth half that anymore. That's not a smart fucking move.
I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he kind of knew...
He did say, he did knew that.
That was an investment. He just wanted to get the truth out there, because he was sick of people debunking shit or lying about shit and one-sided conversations where he just wanted it all be all open. So I think he kind of knew he was just going to buy it just to get the truth out there.
But that's a shit ton of money when me and you can speak the truth right now on YouTube.
Oh yeah, definitely. But if you're fucking...
Should he not
if you've got 300 billion in your pocket, I don't think he's going to miss 5 million, like.
5 billion?
5 billion.
Yeah, but he's not got that in his pocket, has he?
No, not per se. It's all inventions
that's,
and investment shit.
A shit ton of money to lose just for free speech when we've got free speech right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Me and you can go on Facebook, we can go on Instagram, we can go on Twitch, we can go on YouTube, we can go on TikTok.
But people buy weird shit for a lot more.
But that's as a business move. Then when I heard that, and then when Joe Rogan said it, and I remember biking to work thinking, that's the most stupid business move I've heard. Then if you bought that, and it's immediately lost half its value. And we're speaking billions. It's fine me buying a Funko that's now only worth a £5 and I spent a £10. It means fuck all.
But it's in a way it's kind of the same logic as him, because he has all that money.
Yeah, but then why isn't he putting that 5 billion into shit that he keeps promising?
I don't know. That's somebody you can have to ask him.
There's so many, and same with because we know how much of a weird media frenzy the election is. Why has he just got himself embedded into that?
He's big friends with Trump at the minute, isn't he?
That's what I mean. That's come out of the last election. Nowhere near him. Didn't even speak about him. He was on the left. He was voting against him, and now all this shit's happened. He's now on his side. He's endorsing him. He's put so much money into his run. There's just something weird. It's not quite. There's a few things that play with these people on the right, with Trump and Musk and all that shit, that I just don't quite understand and don't like. I'm calling shenanigans. I'm not smart enough to debunk it and unravel it, but like, he's connected with him there and because of this. There's just something weird there.
That's too much politics for me. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, there's just a few lines that don't attach quite rightly and whatnot. And again, he could come out and fucking do a speech and shit. It's because this and he can say, all right, I get that now. Thank you very much. I'll move on. I apologise. Not a problem with that. But yeah, I don't trust it whatsoever. It's dodgy as fuck.
Dodgy as fuck.
Yeah, but that's the fucking election anyway.
Yeah.
But again, going on their side, it's still weird for them to then also shift sides and be on the left, now not be on the left anymore. So there might be something weird and fucked up going on over there that they've heard and shit.
Maybe like Joe, maybe didn't trust her, her background, so he was like, nah, fuck that.
So again, I'm fine with being wrong in any of these situations. It's just some clarity. And I know all politicians and big corporation people lie anyway.
Oh yeah,
they tell you what
got to lie
just
to get where they need to get.
Yeah, which is just weird because when you're leading a country, you'd want it to all be done on honesty, but it feels like it's again, go back to House of Cards. It's manipulation and lies to get you to the top. Because it's weird that it's a popularity contest as well anyway. Because like the best person for the job might not be the most liked, but I think everyone would agree we want the best person for the job, not the most liked. So, but because it's a popularity contest, because Trump, let's be honest, is fun to watch.
He is fun
doing
to
his
watch.
Dance like that and all of his shit, and you'd be in jail and all that. He's fun to watch, I can't lie. But it doesn't necessarily mean he's the best because he's the most popular.
No.
It's a weird old circle.
No idea. But what I do know is that I kind of understand American side of things a lot more than the British, because I haven't a fucking clue what's going on over here.
I forgot Keir Starmer was Prime Minister. Literally forgot that, mate.
You don't hear from him.
Nah, do you fuck?
So I haven't a fucking clue what's going on over here.
I wonder if it's because it's more not show business, but it feels more Hollywood, their elections, than ours.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It feels more like, especially when they have celebrities coming out on Dawson and all that kind of shit and whatnot. But it does feel more, hey, whereas ours are just like, it feels like a bunch of old people just be like, yes, I want to be leader, thank you, hurrah. It feels a bit fucking Hogwartsy, whereas over there it feels like fucking NASCAR, fucking rock and roll.
But it's American. Americans always been big, shouty in your face.
Top and whatnot. It's
just
strange.
sit back and drink our tea.
Yeah, we should just sit there. Bloody, what's the cricket score then, Humphrey? Oh, the West Indies are winning, okay. Doggy, don't slaver on Christ, he doesn't like it.
No. So yeah, no idea what's going on over there.
Not a clue, mate. But it's been like I said, the time will tell what's if it's the best outcome and whatnot. That kind of fucking shit anyway.
I'd say I know he's trying to help out America, and he's all for America. You can tell by the way he says shit. But
yeah, I get that vibe from something else that makes me laugh about Trump actually is, you know, when he mentioned The Apprentice that on Joe Rogan and shit, and he comes out with these things and he goes, it was the best TV show of all time, probably the biggest show of all time, but he doesn't bring the stats, and you're like, how do you know? Because for all we know, The Walking Dead got more views, or Sons of Anarchy, but it's always the best, probably the best. Like we said about Melania, whatever her name, most popular dressed in the world. Like, how do you measure that? How do you know it's the most popular dressed in the world? He just comes up with all this shit, and I'm like, I don't know if you got numbers to back this or what. It's like me walking out and be like, yes, I've got the best Lego collection in the world. I haven't. There's people out there with fucking way more. But me just saying, yeah, I've got the best in the world. Yeah, it's probably the best.
no one's going to argue against him, are they?
No, yeah.
Not now he's president.
No, it's done, dusted, sealed, signed. I haven't seen much. Remember the first time we got in, and there was fucking riots and uproar and that, and there was people there. They got that famous video of that girl screaming on the street, like, no! I haven't seen any of that. So I don't know if more people have calmed down.
I think they have, and I think that's why he's actually won. Because he's got a lot more votes than he did last time.
I saw that. I also saw, this is going dodgy on the other side, that apparently Joe Biden got like 20 million more or some shit than the last time he was in. They were like, where's that extra 20 million come from? It didn't make sense and all that shit. There was like weird stuff at play.
No idea. But obviously he seems to have won a lot of people over. So
it is weird how all the Jimmy Fallons and that of the world, them talk show people all hate him. Like these TV people, yeah. I don't know why they all like hate him, because they come out on their, they always have like a little 5-minute stand-up set before they do the talk show. They all had like big rips on him, and I don't know why all of them hate him so much and shit. I know why certain other groups hate him and stuff. Like I know women are not a big fan of him and shit. But I fuck knows.
Don't know.
Not
like
a fucking...
it's I only know so much, and that's just a drop in the pond compared to fucking politics.
Yeah, no, everything we've talked about today, I know from what I've seen and heard, and I'm putting a lot of my own thoughts and shit like that into it. So should never look into us and take...
Nah, don't listen to us.
We're
not American for starters, so we don't fucking know half of that shit.
Well, like what Chris has just said, we don't know what's happening on our own doorstep, let alone the fucking world.
Nah, do it shit.
It's just fucking insane, but yeah. It'd be simple if we could just be dogs, because they don't have a fucking clue. He's had millions, no, not millions. Old dogs have had loads of different world leaders and they haven't got a clue. Their worldview still stayed the same. But hey up.
Hey up.
So what else is going on anyway? I feel like we've just talked politics.
We have.
We've just talked politics and shit. I saw...
and
Elon Musk. You like his the Tesla cars, don't you?
Yeah, I like a Tesla. I've drove a Tesla and they're fucking quick.
What about a rapid?
Absolutely rapid. But there's no point in me getting one because I live so close to work, literally 5 minutes around the corner. I only come through to Carl to see you or shopping. So there's no point me getting an electric car.
I don't know if Joe Rogan offended him or not. He said he's got the new Tesla model. I don't know what it is. The newest Tesla.
Well, there's Model 3 at the minute. I think Joe's got the Model S. No, I think Joe does have the Model 3 Plaid.
Right. Which he said, I've got it ordered, it's coming, but I've got it stripped away, I'm getting it all completely redone. And I was like, and Musk was like, oh. And I was thinking, if you've just told the guy that like looked over these cars being made and shit.
Unless he's getting a Cybertruck, because that's...
I don't know. I know he's already maybe got it because they shot an arrow at it, didn't they? In an episode ages ago.
I know. Unless he's just ordered a Cybertruck.
Yeah, he said it. I feel like what you just said there, Model 3.
There is the Model 3 is more the popular Tesla out at the moment.
That's what he said.
That's the small one. And you got the Model Y that does the dancing that you don't like.
Yeah. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't know why he's doing it.
It's just lols. That's all it is. You can get fart cushions and stuff in the car.
If I was doing it, yeah, lols, get in.
Why not?
It's not somebody that's planning.
Yeah, but if you're gonna create a little robotic Pikachu, you're not just gonna stick a lol for him to squirt water in your face just for lols, are you?
I would.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It's just lols.
But I'm not promising space travel at the same time.
You're not. But you do have. He's inventing. He's sorting out Tesla as well, and obviously Tesla has been Tesla. He's the guy who been out the brains for all electric shit.
Yeah, because he's. What did Tesla invent again? Anyway, back to the thing again. Joe Rogan's basically, I've bought your new car, but I've completely just changed everything. And the look on Musk's face was a bit... I was like, I don't know if you should have... It's like you giving me, I don't know, fucking your jumper. And I went, yeah, I've just changed the colour, I've changed everything, I've done everything about it. I've changed the comfort, changed the material. Great jumper, thank you. It was. I don't know if Joe Rogan meant to say it. I don't know to the extent of what he's changed. He said he's getting a shop now. It's all getting redone.
He might be just getting it wrapped. If I know, which episode is this?
The newest one with Elon Musk. Not the newest episode, but it's like 3, maybe 4 episodes ago max.
Right. Well, I don't think I've listened to that yet.
No.
But if he has just bought the Tesla truck,
like
the Cybertruck, because that's the newest Tesla out at the minute.
Maybe it was that.
If he has just bought that, you can only get that in one colour.
No, he mentioned wheels and everything.
That's possible. Yeah, you can only. There's only one specific package for this car. You just buy it as it is. There's no add-ons. There's no whatever. You just buy this car. There's only one colour, one set of whatever. That's it. So unless I will listen to it.
Yeah.
But if it is the Cybertruck, then it's like...
definitely didn't... I don't remember hearing... I know I heard Model... I feel like I heard Model 3. But then again, maybe he said... Oh, because Jamie... Like, we know Jamie. I know he said he's got... Maybe he said Jamie's got the Model 3.
I know Jamie's got a Model 3.
Yeah, maybe he said that. He mentioned getting a new... Because I thought Joe Rogan already had it, because it was about a year ago that he shot an arrow into one.
Yeah, well, that was a Cybertruck.
But I don't know if that was his or Elon Musk's Cybertruck.
I think that was Elon's.
Right. I remember he said... Yeah. It's quite cool of Elon, to be fair, if that's his, to let somebody else shoot an arrow at it.
Well, it's bulletproof.
It dented it though.
Yeah.
I think Joe was buzzing because Elon said, no, you won't be able to finger it. And he says, well, my compact bow, that will hit dent it. And he's like, no, it probably won't. And dented right into it. I think Joe Rogan was like, because he is a proper hunter with a.
Yeah,
You can see. I think he's very competitive as well, Joe Rogan.
but if it's that car, that's the Cybertruck. And like I said, you can only get that in one colour, one package. That's it. You can't change anything.
He definitely mentioned in the interior, he's changing the speed of it, and he's changing something else. Definitely 100% mentioned that.
I'll listen to it and I'll let you know the crack.
Yeah. You're a car person, you can tell me why that would need change and shit like that. It was just funny to listen to. And it's quite, I don't know if because Joe Rogan's a comedian, when people like Elon Musk say jokes and Joe Rogan doesn't laugh, it always cringes me out a little bit. You know when somebody says like a shit joke, you usually chuckle like, whatever. Joe Rogan just, yeah, and the next one, give him a chuckle, mate. You just made it a little bit awkward. I'll give him a chuckle. Fuck's sake, Joe Rogan's getting so bad at getting clickbaited as well. He's, you know, if you read an article and it's not true, it's like, oh, it's not true, it's thingy. Because Jamie has to keep being like, yeah, that got debunked, it's not true. And Joe Rogan's like, oh, I could have sworn it was. And Jamie's like, no, there's your evidence. He's like, oh, fuck. I feel like Joe Rogan's an old man who's just discovered the internet. Because it's happened to me plenty of times.
Oh, yeah.
I got duped with the AI Johnny Depp Dracula film. It's all done by AI. It's not a film that's actually happening. It was just an AI thing.
Oh.
And I got duped by that. Laura was like, well, that's quite alarming that you couldn't tell the difference. I could see straight away. I was like, I thought that was a film that was coming out. So I'm definitely an old man reading the fucking internet.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. It's that's the thing with modern technology. It's constantly changing.
Yeah, it's hard to
constantly having updates. Same with phones, constantly new. New TVs get invented every fucking 6 weeks. It's just everything is.
Yeah, it's fast and hard and heavy and hitting and whatnot.
It is, and it's hard to keep up with it all.
It's here's the frustrating one I'll bring up for you now, because I think we both stand on the same side of this one anyway. So I was listening to Impulsive a couple of weeks ago, Logan Paul's podcast, and they brought up the moon landing, and Logan Paul is fairly adamant that we didn't go to the moon. Yeah, and this is a fan of Logan Paul, despite his recent controversies. I can't get over how controversial Mr. Beast is at the minute as well. It's fucking bizarre just how these figureheads can get turned mental. But and I was thinking, I can understand some of it being fake, like, you know, certain maybe bit of a video image, but we definitely went there. I personally feel like, don't get us wrong, I can't give the scientific evidence, but I personally, I know what the only theory that would sway me is the one because it was a race against the Russians and America couldn't do it, but if they staged it, it was so Russia would bankrupt themselves doing it. That's the only theory I would buy because from a political point of view, especially when they get like the Cold War, a few years before the Cold War, I could understand that.
Yes.
But I still personally believe we went there.
It makes sense we went there because I think we've I'm trying to fucking word this. Yes, we've gone there. We have. There is evidence we've gone there. It's
We've
just
got space rocks back.
Or
moon rocks.
Yeah, moon rocks.
Here's one for you, right then. When people always say to me, like, the conspiracy nut at work, and he always says, why haven't we gone there again? They always say, why haven't we gone there again? And I always say to them, well, let's put it on paper. Us from people who've got no science experience know that once you've probably been to the moon, you've seen it all, right? You've probably done everything. You've got your samples and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's so cost effective. So I said, if it cost you £1 billion, for example, to enter your kitchen, and then to do it again, you'd spend another $1 billion. You'd say, no, I've been in my kitchen. I've seen everywhere. I've got the stuff I need to go. I'm not paying another $1 billion. That's my argument to that.
Yes.
There's no point. We've been there. We've done that. Whereas we haven't explored the other parts as much and in detail.
No.
So your efforts would go to that.
Yes. Yeah. We've not discussed. We've not touched the dark side of the moon, as it's called.
It's Transformers.
Yeah. But it takes years upon years of knowledge, money, invention, and time you figure out all that, something new kind of pops up.
Yeah. And is it necessary to go back to the moon right now?
Not necessarily.
That's why I always say to them, that's why we haven't gone back.
And with modern technology, we don't need to. No. We can shoot lasers at the moon now.
That's why I said we've done the shit we need to do with the moon. I love looking at the moon, but it's not as glamorous as trying to get to Mars or trying to get to here or trying to get. It's not as.
There's no reason to send someone to the moon when we've got technology who can flash images to our screens in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely believe we've been there, and I understand some of the arguments, but I just feel like they're far cries for help. You'd have to have as well a shit. I don't know how many people worked on the original moon landing. I imagine it's going to be close up, up to the high hundreds, maybe 1,000 or so. I don't fucking know, but that's a lot of people lying, and they all have to stick to it.
Yes,
because surely some of them by now would have been like, no. It's a fun conspiracy to talk about, but I generally feel like
it's the same with all these people who think the Earth's fucking flat, though.
Yeah,
it's just like, well, why do you think the Earth's flat? There's evidence out there. There's rockets flying around the space with live cameras, and you're still saying that the Earth is flat.
There's a live stream on YouTube 24/7.
Yeah,
you can see it. I will say, right, to the conspiracy nuts, as much as I think they're so wrong, they do come with a lot of evidence they believe.
They do come with evidence,
yeah,
which kind of does make you think.
Yeah, but they do their homework.
They do.
But I think they've come with the evidence that just suits their argument and go, well, that's evidence to that, but you haven't forgot this factor and you haven't put that factor into it. So when you put that together, that's why this... Because like I said, the Conspiracy Network, Ali, he does come with there's information after information, but I always say, how do you know how much that information... It's cool that you've come with this article. How do you know all that's valid?
So what's his theory on aliens then?
What's he said about it? Oh, aliens have been here for donkeys, but they're on the outer parts of the ice wall.
Oh, God.
Yeah. They're on the outer parts of the ice wall.
So he's a flat earther as well, is he?
Oh, 100%, yeah, he's a flat earther. Which, it's kind of stupid, right? Because this is where I'm going to fucking kill myself in a sec.
I'd love to have this conversation with Ali.
Well, next time he comes on to do Dance Talk Crap, I'll have to give you a bell, because he says he wants to do it again, because now that Trump's back in, he's got some more info to say.
I want to have a conversation.
It's hard, right? Really, really hard. Because, like, see if you're having a discussion. Like, see how me and you there, we had a discussion there, and we were two different sides, we were disagreeing, but, like, we could still put our points across.
Yeah.
With Ali, he'll mention a bit, you go, okay, I disagree with that, I've got a rebuttal for that. But he'll carry on moving on, and you're thinking, right, now I've got 5 things I need to quickly, and he goes and goes and goes, and it takes a good while to get anything in. But, like, he's saying so much shit, it feels like you're being hypnotised, and, like, where are we at now? I don't understand how we've gone from fucking JFK to fucking there's monkey men people, fucking lizard, crab, fish things. Where are we at? It goes from here, there, and fucking everywhere. It's brilliant, and like I said, I will 100% listen to conspiracies till the day I die because they're fun.
They are
fun.
It's just
you need to unplug.
Yeah, they are fun, and they just send you down a nice rabbit hole.
Yeah, little mystery.
Yeah,
it's like the Nessie thing I was telling you about. I know Nessie's probably not fucking real, but I fucking love exploring it for that small chance that it might be. Yeah, but to me, that's a fun, silly one. But whereas when you're talking about this, because apparently yesterday, it was the 8th yesterday, the Sydney Opera House was supposed to blow up, and he was saying it all week, watch out for the 8th, Sydney Opera House is blowing up. Get to the 8th, he even gives a lift home yesterday, put a bike in the back. And I said, oh, Sydney Opera House could blow up. He says, yeah, we stopped it, didn't we? And I was like, what do you mean?
What do you mean we stopped it?
He goes, we stopped it, didn't we? I said, oh, that's one they didn't get. I was thinking, oh, you said all week it's going to blow up. It hasn't blown up.
How does he mean that we stopped it? Who's we?
I don't know.
I need to speak to him.
But the best thing is, right, this is where you'll be the same thing as me. You get put in a little dumb net because you come up with all this evidence because you spent years saying this bullshit. And because me and you aren't scientists and we can't give an actual reason as to why this thing happens, we go, well, I'm not sure how it happens because I'm not a scientist. But you're not dumb, but it makes you look dumb because he's come with this information. You're going, well, I don't know. And you look like the crazy one because you're saying I don't know. But it's only because we're not scientists. But because we've been taught certain ways and shit like that. And he says, oh, they've gone off the script. It's like, well, yeah, that is the script because somebody's went, yes, that's up, that's down, that's gravity. That's the script because that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's taught that way because obviously gravity doesn't exist. Here's one for you.
Gravity doesn't exist.
Gravity doesn't exist.
So what the fuck did Albert Einstein reckon?
It's because...
Well, it wasn't really gravity, but yeah.
It's his... Well, I'm going to butcher his example here. He says, well, why is there certain stuff that defies the laws of gravity, like stuff with different density, so like a helium would fly, it doesn't, it's not attracted.
Because helium's lighter than air.
Yeah, and that's when he starts to say, well, how can some stuff be thingied? And I can't have an answer for it.
Air has different grades depending on where you are on the planet.
I don't know.
Because things fall at different rates depending on where you are on the planet, as we know. If you're obviously that here, for example, we're here, we drop a rock, it's going to fall. It's not specifically quicker. You don't really see it much.
Velocity. Is what we're talking about. Is that right?
Just drop it. Say if we drop like two bowling balls together.
Yeah.
I'm here. You're at the top of fucking Mount Everest or whatever. Forget the height difference. It's just. Mine's going to hit the ground. Again, get rid of the height difference. Yeah. Obviously, there is a height difference. I'm going to hit the ground a fraction of a bit quicker than you because the air up there is a lot thinner.
Is that not velocity?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that 1 penny thing, isn't it? If I dropped a penny on your head, it wouldn't do anything. But if I was at the Empire State Building, it cuts right through you because of shit like that on the mental velocity and stuff.
Yeah.
He explains it. You think, all right, yeah, you sound like you might be right, but you're not because we know. I always say to him, "This is gravity," and I'll just grab like a fag or a light and be like, and prop it on the table. There you go, gravity brought it down. He explains it. He does a good job at looking thingy. There was something else I was going to tell you. What I was going to tell you, he told me this last night, and this was the most stupid fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life, and that's coming from me, and I say stupid shit. That's it. I said, I couldn't have to do with something to eat when I get in, and it's all about nobody ever dies. You never die. He goes, well, why is it when everybody dies they lose 6 pounds of weight? And I said, I don't fucking know, mate.
Because your body...
I say because you expel your innards.
That's basically
my answer.
That's basically it. All your body, because obviously your body is filled with gas and stuff like that. Mostly your stomach and shit like that. Once your body relaxes, everything just...
deflates.
Yes, basically.
But no, sorry, that's wrong, Chris. It's the soul, and the soul weighs 6 pounds of pressure, and then it just keeps going. Because apparently... everything is energy and nothing ever loses energy. It just converges into something else. And again, when you go, that sounds correct. But this energy, I'm sorry, it just dies. It just goes. We don't converge into something else.
No, we don't. I mean, in a way, our body is energy because we're constantly...
Well, of course we're energy,
Yeah, we're constantly on the go. Our body's always trying to fight off infections and... brain's always activating and shit like so. In a way, it's not wrong. It is energy, but when we die, we die.
Yeah, that's what
worm food, and our body is, like you said, just deflates because our muscles all just relax.
But that's what he's saying. The energy goes into something else, and it's the energy lives long. And he goes, and he always says, the next time around, I'm not going to do this mistake. I'm not going to make that mistake. So what do you mean? He says, at the end of every life. You start again, you get to have choices. And I'm like, wait, so you chose to just work as a driver and not just being a computer? But anyway, this is the kicker. This is the main one. He says, how do you know you need to eat? And I says, what do you mean? How do I know I need to eat? And he goes, well, how do you know you need to eat? He says, because if I don't eat, I'll die. Don't get me wrong, it'll take me longer than you because I'm fatter than you, but I would die if I didn't eat ever again. He was like, it's just because you've been told. I said, why do you get hunger? Why do you, when you're full, you feel full? Why is it when you eat something, or particular, you can get a bit of energized? Why is it we have taste buds? It's like, it's just because we've been told all that. He said, you don't need to eat. And I'm like, you fucking fruit. I literally had lunch with you today. He says, yeah, we get to eat and we can eat, but you don't have to. And I was like, oh my.
Well, if you don't eat, you die.
It's as simple as that. You don't need to eat anymore. You don't need to anymore, but with him you do.
I need to speak to him. I would love to have a conversation.
You're going to be covered in so much smoke, by the way, because he'll be sat chogging away. I'll be chogging away. And you're like, I like to gravity.
Yeah, I'll sit behind a glass wall or something.
I
want to have a conversation with him because I want to try and not offend him, but I want to try and debunk. I want to try and debunk him on certain things.
Well, that's the worst because I'm the same as you. I just want to say you're debunked. But because I can't give him the scientific data, like, okay, because of EMC squared, which I think is, and it makes this, and I can't.
Yeah, when it comes to that shit, I ain't got a clue.
But like he'll say shit, and you just.
But when he comes out with dumb shit like that, I think I've got enough knowledge to say, look, hold your horses here, dude. Yeah. This is the reason why certain things happen.
Yes. The best one is though, right? I kind of believe some human conspiracies. I've got no issue with that because I think us, especially this modern day society, we are a dodgy, sneaky group of people. So I can easily see big wigs behind, the banks and shit, like doing deals and getting there and maybe having somebody killed off. I completely get all conspiracies.
Definitely.
Not a problem.
Definitely.
But it's when you get to the ones that are literally defying everything that we know already.
Like gravity or why we eat.
There are one or two things he does say, and you go, that kind of weirdly match up. He was on about, because I said about like the moon and currents and the tides and all that kind of shit. And he said it's all because it's a magnetic pull. And above the pyramids, there was an old electric rod. They had electricity back in the Egyptian times. And then there is potential evidence that they did have electricity at the top of the pyramids, which do control some sort of water through it. And when you start seeing shit like that, and he's been saying it, you're like, fuck, don't be right. The guy brought it, this is about 4 months ago, the guy on Joe Rogan brought up all the evidence, but there's loads of like signatures saying there were electrical rods, not as in like electricity and turn light on when if they get hit by thunder and it conducts a thingy. And you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Well, what we do know is that the pyramids have always been a theory. That we've never really had a full-on proof of how they became pyramids, how they were built.
No.
We don't really have a full-on proof of that. What we do know is that they line up with the original Lion's Bell, not the modern one. That when they first built, the stars were different back then. They were aligned different back then. So people say, yeah, that they line up with the Lion's Bell. It's like, yeah, they do, but the old original Lion's Bell, not
Orion's bell.
Orion's Bell.
I keep thinking you said a lion's bell.
I did say
is there a lion with a bell?
I think I did that.
I thought it was me hearing it wrong. Who the fuck's a lion?
So yeah, we do know that they originally were lined up with that.
Yeah.
Obviously they don't now, but that's that. But what we don't know, I don't know why I went that fucking...
No.
What we don't know is how they were built. We have theories, but that's all they are.
The best one that I've seen, and that makes perfect sense to me, is they use water to flow it.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Having...
I can't tell you how they got them up.
No. Well, I've looked into it, and there's two options. One makes more plausible sense than the other. The other is basically they had fucking giants, because apparently the giants have been around for years.
But on the opposite scale, they found hobbit fossils years ago as well, and I'm like, hobbits were real, potentially? Carry on.
On the other side is it was more they only recently, well, I'm saying recently,
His hackles are up. Sorry, I'm listening to
10 years ago, or if not less, must have been a cat or a bird.
Yeah, his hackles are up, he's running around.
They found some kind of like stone wheel. Now we don't know if it's the first invention of the wheel or what. We don't know. But by the looks of it, it's like some kind of like a rod in it. So it was one of them jacked wheels. That's the only other possibility of how they managed to build it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. The big question, I think the biggest question of it all is how the fuck did they cut them stones to the exact precise. Each one is different. Each one is exact. They fit in each slot perfectly, basically.
No.
Where modern technology nowadays can't even do that.
I don't fuck knows. Well, it's like when the Mayans had a sewer system way before sewer systems were a thing, which is weird. Because some people believe that, I don't believe this, but they believe that something wiped out civilizations and they started again because they got too advanced or whatever. So they hit a peak and then something wiped them out and then they...
The wiping out to start civilization again makes sense.
What the fuck wiped us out?
What I don't
They
know.
imply aliens.
What I don't know.
Have you seen The Lost City of Z with Charlie Hunnam?
No.
You should watch that. It's a good film. It explores like the people that lived in the jungles and shit and how they had such good stuff. That's a probably good film. You should watch that.
But we know the Earth is constantly evolving, and obviously when the Earth evolves, different things happen. There's more trees, there's less trees, there's more water, there's less water. Back then, air was thinner.
Fuck knows.
I think air was thinner back when till now. So if we back then, we wouldn't be able to breathe. We would be like...
I didn't know that. Did not know that.
So the Earth's constantly evolving. So it makes sense, right? Well, the Earth's evolving. Let's start again. And that's
Yeah.
why we're on our 6th extinction.
Yeah,
Or
I've
coming up
heard.
to our 6th
I've heard
extinction.
people explain all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I completely get on board with it, but I don't know. But it would make sense as why there's evidence of stuff, but they don't know how they had it back then. It would make sense. I like the idea. I don't personally believe this one. I like the idea of the Egyptians moving the bricks as well with woolly mammoths, because obviously they were still alive at that time period.
They were, yeah.
I don't believe it because I don't know if you could train a woolly mammoth. Fuck knows. But I do like the idea of these big woolly mammoths just sweating their asses off, just pulling these fucking bricks, thinking, "What the fuck?" Because I always picture Manny from Ice Age, and I always just see him trying like, "Why the fuck are we doing this?"
It makes sense. It doesn't see why it wouldn't have happened.
Like I said, I don't know. I like that idea.
Yeah, it makes sense.
No,
There's no reason why it can't happen. It just you've just got to train them.
Yeah, I don't, would they be able to train a mammoth? I don't know how smart woolly mammoths were back in the day.
They're just big elephants nowadays.
That's what I
all they
mean.
are.
And an elephant's smart, but if they're anything like the evolutionary chain, like us, we got smarter. So did they start off a bit, I'm a mammoth, and then get smarter? Fuck, they get some elephants aren't smart. I saw a baby elephant hiding behind a pole because he was eating his fruit, and his trainer was like, no, and he was hiding behind this tiny little pole, and it was just this big old baby elephant. So, oh, you poor little bastard. But that's a fun one to think of anyway.
My personal opinion on the extinction is we get too smart for our own good, and it's like, right, oh shit, let's start again, because no, you're getting too fucking advanced here.
So to you then, what's stopping us? Because that means everybody from the planet would have to be wiped out if people would have knowledge of it.
Yeah.
So what wipes us out?
Aliens.
So you believe it's
Either
aliens?
aliens or ourselves.
Ourselves I could seem more logical because I'm still upon. I believe in aliens, but I don't believe aliens have ever been here. I like what Brian Cox has to say about it all. But they're out there, but because the matter's there. But
I was interested when he was talking about the black hole.
I love just saying event horizon. I just love that. That just sounds great. And I love when it comes to my favourite science talk ever. It will always be time and how time works. That's why I love Interstellar so much. And it was quite because somebody got confused the other day about Interstellar being, it was Little Rich in the car with us on the way over from our Halloween thing. It's like, time travel. It's not time travel. It's a like thingy loop.
Yeah.
When was the last time you watched Interstellar?
It's been a while.
Oh, you should give it another. It's so good.
It is a good film.
It's fucking brilliant.
It is a good film.
But yeah, I love talking time stuff about how time works here because obviously we have one comprehension of time. Me and you. It's 5 o'clock or it's 6 o'clock. We know it like that.
But what we also know, what we also know about time is time affects everybody differently.
Yeah.
My time is different compared to your time.
Yeah, I
even standing in the same room, it's still different time.
A proper brainiac pal of mine, Luke, he went off and he did some fucking phenomenal, like, he's so stupidly smart and talented. I knew him from school all the way up now. And he was telling me, at this fucking, quite a young age, of about time shit, and he was telling me about how me and him walking next to each other is time travelling and shit. I'm thinking, right, and he explained it, and that was me, we were at a house party, the whole fucking night on a couch, and him just getting him to explain it all to me. I was like, and then at the end of it, I found I could play the piano. I was like, get your fucking self on that keyboard right now and just start playing some. He was fucking phenomenal. I love the bloke. Luke Manchester, his name is. And he's now into boxing. So he's a fucking smart brainiac that would spark you out. He's such a good guy. And he was just telling me all this shit. And I remember just being like, this is mad, this. Like, how the fuck do you know all this at such a young age? He's like, just research and revision. I was like, I should have fucking revised, shouldn't I? Should have revised.
If I could go back and change things, it would be to do like more science shit.
Stick in a bit more and learn it a bit
definitely
more.
I would have.
It's, I'm assuming, because obviously you're interested in the subject, it was probably just the how you were learning it.
It's just school. I didn't like school.
Yeah,
I was never there. That was my problem.
That's the issue.
I never give the teachers enough time with me or for them to explain shit. It's like, nah, I'm not interested. I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
I just didn't like school.
It doesn't help.
It's not like I didn't have friends. I had friends. I Skyped with half of them. I just didn't like school.
The age doesn't help as well, because that sort of age, when you're with your mates in a room, you kind of just want to piss about with your pals. Yeah. You can't help it. But whereas now, as you get older, you don't mind sitting back in an armchair and being like, oh, this is fascinating.
And don't get me wrong, I enjoy my life now. I've got a good job. I've got fucking good friends. I'm happy. But if I could go back and change them, I think I'd like to go back to school and just change what I've changed on my education.
I agree with you on that. I always go back to a lyric by Angels and Airways. They're saying if I changed the past, it wouldn't make me who I am today, and that always scares me because life-wise, inside-wise, I am Zach. What you just said, that I am so happy. I love how I am. I love what I like and shit like that. But I guess I would change maybe circumstances around me. But I love all the experience I've had now and whatnot. I don't think I'm destined as well. I don't think I'm destined to know smart shit. Because if you want to sit and talk Marvel comics, then fuck me. I can sit down, put my specs on, put on a fucking have a pipe and put a jacket. It's an issue, not a problem. So I feel like it's because I'm supposed to have that knowledge. Whereas I'm not supposed to have mathematics and shit.
Oh no, definitely not. Like I said, obviously with me, it's cars and engines and shit like that. That's my knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's what I've grown up to know.
Because it's weird how you intake that knowledge as well. Because if if we're talking school, I know a good bit about history, media shit, but when it comes to like English, like my spelling and all that shit, fucking horrendous. And I feel like your brain will only take on the knowledge that you truly love.
That's what my brain decided to work on. I know it's weird to say that, and whatnot, but my brain, as I see things, is if I'm not interested, I'm not going to learn it. That's why I didn't do geography, history. It's why I didn't do language. It's why I didn't do half the shit back then, because I just didn't want to know. I wasn't interested.
You take it in here, but I feel like you have to have it in like...
Yes, you've got to love the passion to know what you're going on about. And back then, I'm going to sound old here, but computers weren't really a big thing back then when I was at school. They were just starting to come out. Yeah. That's how fucking old I'm getting.
You're an old man. Yeah, I'm with you.
And so it wasn't something that we looked into, where cars has been around for fucking 100 and something years now.
Yeah.
So it's always something I've enjoyed doing. But if I went to school now, God help me. But I'd definitely go down the science route and a lot more. And I'd start with cars, don't get me wrong, possibly. But I'd definitely go down the science route a lot more.
No, I feel like I would just stick with the subjects that I already love. But 100% I personally believe that if you sit and talk to me about cars now, I won't retain that because I don't give a shit. Like, it'd be vice versa. If I tell you all about the fucking offside rule in football, you forget it instantly because you can't.
I'm always forgetting the offside. You've explained to me that many times, and I've asked other people that many times, and I still fucking forget.
It's because
it's not. It's not knowledge information I'm not really in particular with. Yes, my knowledge of football is got a little bit better over the years. Yeah. While you're talking with you. And stuff,
but it doesn't like that fusing yet. It doesn't.
No.
So your brain's gonna be like, well, we don't love this. Why do I don't need to remember that?
Yeah.
Because obviously it's probably in there somewhere, but your brain's like, oh, we don't need to remember that because we don't give a shit. Okay, I'm not going to be watching the game tomorrow. I don't care who's offside. No. Whereas if I'm telling you about, oh, this new Ford, whatever, it's got this, you're like, oh, this is information I need, so I can remember this car.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Every day I'm constantly on. But basically, looking up new car shit and reading into it and stuff like that. That's how fucking much of a brainiac and nerdy I am when it comes to cars.
We might be able to actually debunk ourselves here.
Oh.
Because there's a common interest that me and you both love, but you sometimes don't retain information from.
Okay.
Films.
Right. Well, yes. We both do love it.
Yeah.
We both do love
Explain this to me, because I don't know if have we just debunked ourselves here?
I don't, well, now you've said that, I don't know.
Because it's without a shadow of a doubt, you don't go to the cinema every week with me if you don't love films, and you don't sit at home and watch shows and all that shit if you don't love it.
I do love films. There's nothing
there's
deny
no question
that.
there.
I do love films. I do love a good storytelling.
Yeah.
There's nothing going to deny that. My memory on things...
But if I told you that about a car, you'd remember it all, wouldn't you?
Yes.
So what the fuck is
I don't
happening?
know.
Maybe it's just because... Maybe...
I do not know.
Maybe it's because films is maybe third on your list then, or second or some shit.
Cars will always be big in my life.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. Cars will not go from me.
Explain this for me, Chris, because I've always believed in this.
To be fair, I can't really give you the reason why I forget things. I'm just...
In your defense,
But it's not just films. I forget a lot of things.
I was literally about to say that in your defense, it's not necessarily just films, and it's not just. Sometimes it's unfair if I say, "Oh, do you remember Inglourious Bastards from like 5-6 years ago?" But if I said to you, "Tell me about the Wild Robot," you will. There again, do you reckon if you don't watch that now in like 5 years, you'd forget the Wild Robot? Oh, this is a weird one.
I don't know. Except my memory has never been the best, and what I know of my memory is due to the epilepsy.
So maybe your storage just isn't as big then.
Because I don't know when I have a fit. I lose memory. I don't know from when I had my first epileptic fit. I don't know anything from my childhood, from until I woke up in hospital.
Have you had a fit since like the last few years?
I've not had a fit. When it was last time, I was in primary school when the last time I had a fit.
So when you have a fit, is it like a soft reset?
Kinda.
But it hasn't happened for a while.
I've not had one since primary school.
Maybe because of the stuff you've got going on there. Maybe your memory card's just not as big then.
Possibly.
Maybe that's what it is. Because obviously it's already working overdrive and doing whatever it's doing.
It's
with
got
stuff.
shitload of car knowledge.
Yeah.
In my head.
And so maybe your memory card sat there and it keeps saying, "Can we delete some information?" But
And I'm like, "No, fuck off.
yeah,
Give me
because
that."
cars is your fit. Maybe that's what it is.
Possibly. I don't know. I've had brain scans, I've had CAT scans, ECG scans, I've had all that, and they say my brain's fine. But why I don't know anything about my childhood. Only thing I remember is waking up in hospital. Anything before that, I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, that obviously
I
gives you a
don't
soft
know.
reboot.
I got told I was sitting in a hallway, in class hall, in a circle of all of other kids.
Yeah.
And then I just started seizing. But this is what everyone's told me. What happened before that, I ain't no clue. Childhood before that.
What age was that?
I think I was about 6 or 7.
Yeah, so you usually do remember around that mark, don't you?
So anything before age 6, I know, or 7, I know nothing.
Because I know sometimes people say if something truly traumatic happens to you, this is a plot in some films, if something really traumatic happens, your brain automatically forgets it so it doesn't impact you in the future. But not saying that wasn't traumatic, it's not like you were like abused or somebody battered you or you just witnessed your family being murdered by somebody. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
So I can't see that being a reason.
And I have had other epilepsies since then, but they weren't as, let's say, powerful, air quotes, as the first one. But again, I don't know. The only thing I lose is the memory of it happening before.
Yeah.
So if I'm in the kitchen and then my mind will just go blank or whatever, and then I'll just wake up.
Here's one to go on your side as well then. Maybe it's because the amount of films we can jest together is a constant flow.
Oh yeah, we go through a lot.
If we take the MCU for example, that's a lot of information you take in on one, whether it be the Agatha show and then you're moving on to fucking Spider-Man 4, then move it. So it might just be because there's a lot of intake and it processes a bit. Something like along the lines of that maybe. Because you do have knowledge. Because if I asked you about, like you're going to watch Gladiator this weekend, and then when we come to it for the podcast, oh, do you like Gladiator? Well, you'll be out of time with that kind of shit. It just sort of fades away over time. So like I said, maybe your memory card's just, you're full because of the stuff that you're truly passionate about. I think it's fair to say, from how you've explained it there, your car shit's the number one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then it's maybe film second or whatever. And maybe it's just because it's that.
Possibly.
And whereas, because to be fair to me, okay, Lego and films aren't the same, but like Lego comic books and all this kind of, it's all in this similar sense. It's all sort of play, make believe. So it's this whole make believe, immature stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that's why, because it's all kind of on the same category, whereas films and cars, yes, you can have car films, but how a car works, how a film's being made aren't the same. They're different ends.
Yeah.
So maybe that's because mine is similar, I can retain it all. Because I don't have the, some people say, I remember when I was like 2 and 3, I'm thinking, how the fuck do you remember? I don't remember that shit. I can remember some bits, but yeah, if you tell me in a film that happened in 1999, I'd be able to remember the shit out of it.
Unless it involves a specific car, then no.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that's a weird. I still believe in what we've just said before, but that's put a little, just a little point on it, so maybe we can question. I'm gonna go with my answer of your memory card because you've got a maybe an overworking brain because of epilepsy and all that shit, you just have a slightly smaller memory card. I'm going to assume that.
Quite possibly. Cars are just locked into my head. So
Yeah.
you mention cars, I'm like...
But guess what I mean? Because even cars that you don't like, even cars you don't like or whatever, you could tell me a make and model. And to be fair, I think as well, when you've said years of cars, you've been quite spot on with shit. Or if there's a car rocked up in a certain film, even breaking down make believe cars from like the worlds of like Batman's and shit, you've been like, yeah, it's close to this car. So that you're phenomenal at that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with my answer. Memory card a bit shorter because that's true though. Like we speak about Robert Pattinson's Batmobile, he said he gets close to this character, whatever. I'm gonna stick with that answer.
Yeah, we'll stick to that answer.
Well, it makes sense. To me, that makes sense.
It does make sense. Like I said, no one understands. I don't understand my brain. It's my fucking brain.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to get people to try and understand it for me, I ain't got a clue.
No, you ain't got a clue.
I ain't got a clue. I've just got a shit memory. I always have done. So trying to remember, even when it comes to birthdays and shit, I've got to ask my sister.
I'm horrible at that. I am horrible at birthdays. I've
got to ask my sister every time, whose birthday is it this month? Whose birthday is it next week?
Laura had a problem when my birthday, and I was always getting it wrong. I remember it now, 23rd, but I'm like, I can't remember my mum's. I know it's somewhere near Star Wars Day. That's all I remember. But I'm having to go to the nerd franchise to remember. That's all. I can't remember. I don't know where my nephews are. I don't know where my brothers is. I know my dad's is near mine. Not that I give a shit about my dad's birthday. I couldn't care less.
I just know specific. I just know there's in my family because there's that fucking many of them.
Fucking tribe he is.
I know like certain ones of my lot. I know they've got a birthday in each month, but when it comes like near it, I was like, I ain't got a fucking.
What's happened?
What's the date today?
It's 9th of November. Oh, was there a birthday
Simon's today?
Oh shit, I have no idea. Not a fucking clue.
I don't know. I'll have to find out. I'll have to find out for News Good tomorrow. So yeah, I know there's birthdays in specific months of certain people, but when it comes to the nieces and nephews, I'm like, I ain't got a fucking clue.
Yeah.
I ain't got a clue.
I'm the same as you. And it's not that we don't see them important, it's just, I don't know, for a while, when it was my birthday, I was always forgetting how old I was turning. Because I didn't care, because
I did that one.
You did, yeah. Because mentally, I've always been like the same sort of age. So I'm always like, it doesn't matter, I don't care how old I'm turning, just give me the fucking Funko Pops.
We were not let work for, I don't know how old I was turning. Yeah. Was I 34? What the fuck? What the fuck am I now?
I saw somebody at work the other day, this made me laugh. You know how you do short dates? So today would be you'd write 9/11/24.
Yeah.
They did 9, well, yes, this is yesterday, so they put 8/ writ the word November /24. I was like, why have you done it like that? And they're like, that's how I always do it. I was like, so you do the number, then you just do a dash, then write the entire month, then dash, then just 24. That's fucking odd, isn't it? I mean, it's how they do it, it's how they crack on, but I just thought it was weird as shit.
So when you write a date, if you write the 1st of November, how would you write the 1st of November?
I'd write 1/11/24.
See, that kind of, you put a 0 in front of it?
No.
I see, that annoys me.
Not putting a 0 in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I've always put a 0 in front. I don't know why.
Well, it's technically complete in the box, because I know some websites and shit, when you put your date of birth and they ask you for 02.
Yeah.
/
But even, like I say, I fill a timesheet in every week for what hours I've worked, and I've got to write the date of each day and shit. And I've always put like 01/07. I can't just put 2/7/24.
No,
I've got to put 01.
Well, no, I get that because
20/24.
I've seen a lot of stuff have that as the number.
It just annoys me.
If a digital calendar would have it like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't. Yes, I see that.
And I think we've established I work better on a 24-hour clock as well than a 12 digital. Yeah. I'm used to just 24 hours. I've always acknowledged things in 24 hours.
I think I'm fine with both. I can look at any if it's 5 o'clock, or if it was 5 o'clock, say 17. I think I'm fine with both.
I'm easier with 24-hour shit.
Yeah, most things are 24 hours now anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, it makes more sense to me.
We'll end it there anyway, sir, because I need to go poo quick. I've got some farts that smell lovely. I'm trying to get over here so they don't come near you, because they're what I call vegetable farts, and I don't eat vegetables. How long are we going for? An hour and 20 about Trump and conspiracies. Visuals, thank you so much for listening. That's been a good fucking ramble on about.
I enjoyed today's ramble.
It was a fun ramble. It was a really fun ramble. Moon landing's real or not? Let us know what you think. I think you know where me and Chris sit on that. And whatever else, I don't know what the dog was kicking off at the garden. I'm assuming it was a cat, like Chris said. But that was kind of freaky. Don't ever do that. Why don't turn around? Oh my god, turn around and just shot like that. Visuals, thank you. This was keep you on your people, keep it on.
Yes, and as always, people, enjoy your brain.
Enjoy your brain.
And obviously, I don't know.
You can't remember. There's too many fucking V8s in there.
We have talked about a lot of shit. Yeah. Just. Let us know what you think is real and not real, and what.
Do you believe in Nessie?
Yeah, let us know what your crack is, because I want to speak to your pal. So want to try and, without being nasty, I want to try and debunk him.
Well, no, it's not a bit nasty because me and you are both on the. I feel like we're ganging up on him a little bit because me and you were going to be one side and he's going to be the other. But I think he's had it like his.
But even if you just stand there and observe, and I'll be the opponent and try and figure out what the crack is, because I am interested in this and I want to know what his thoughts are and his theories and where he gets his information.
Yeah, I'll see when he's next actually free. Obviously, because last time we did was Sunday's your day.
Tell him not to punch me.
Anyway, mate. He does look like the kind of guy though. You want to punch you, he would just start biting your throat out. He's that kind of guy. He always knees me at work, and his knees are made of fucking sharp bone. You're like, what the fuck? He's like, eh. It's like a little wild rabbit. You're like, you wouldn't want to fight him because you feel like you're gonna get fucking rabies. He'll claw you up and shit. Fucking hell, man. But no, it'll be fun. I'll work out when he can do it, and then I'll correspond with you.
Yes.
And we'll make this happen.
Yes.
Yes.
Until then, guys, enjoy space.
The final frontier.
These are the voyages of Starship Enterprise.
Oh, to go where no one
has
gone before.
Yes. Love you, bye.
End with style.